Football is a game of passion, and one that is strongly associated with promoting unity and tolerance. Regardless of this, it is not all shades of beauty. Football has good, bad, and ugly sides. In this video, we are neither focusing on the good nor ugly sides of football. Rather, we are shining our light on some of the most disrespectful stories in football. Before we go on, please like and share this video. Also, hit the bell button to avoid missing our other videos. Number 10. Icardi stealing Maxi Lopez's wife. Maxi Lopez's ex-wife is not an object that one can pick up and run away with at will. However, she once jumped ship and moved from one superstar athlete to another. Although this in itself did not seem like an issue, the fact that she left her ex-husband for his friend made her seem like the worst person on the planet. As a child, Icardi adored Maxi Lopez, and this was beautiful. Well, his time came as a professional footballer, and he began enjoying a level of fame and success. Although he looked up to Lopez, it was only a matter of time before he had the opportunity to play in the same team with his idol. Icardi was already playing for Sampdoria when Lopez joined, and the two formed a strong bond. This bond was not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. The two players spent a lot of time hanging out. At the time, Maxi Lopez was married, so his wife hung out with him and Icardi frequently. Things seemed perfect between the two players. However, it appeared things were even better between Icardi and Maxi Lopez's wife. At some point, Lopez began suspecting his wife was having an affair with Icardi, and he wasn't wrong. Well, things got so bad, Lopez and his wife had to end their union. Things were just about to get worse though, as Icardi went on to marry Lopez's wife. He did not stop at that. He tattooed Lopez's children's name on his body. He perhaps had his reasons. However, this was some degree of disrespect, especially to someone that he considered an idol while growing up. I guess someone has to remind Icardi what the meaning of idol really is. Number 9. Lamina and Casper. Unlike Icardi, who had the guts to steal a full-grown human, Lamina stole an inanimate object. He stole his teammate's watch. Lamina could afford the watch he stole, so he did not steal because he couldn't afford it. He simply stole the watch because he was jealous. It might be difficult to see how jealousy could make a player steal his teammate's property. However, sometimes when people want to hurt others, they can go to extreme lengths. Before Lamina and Casper became teammates, it seemed like Lamina was the best thing to happen to Nice. He was having a great season, and his team was banking on him to help them get better results. He seemed to be living up to expectation until he got injured and got relegated to the background. In came Casper as his replacement. Not only did Casper arrive as a replacement, he seemed a worthy replacement, and in no time, the club seemed to forget Lamina. Well, Lamina was not having it, and he came up with a way to hurt his teammate. He stole his watch. Unfortunately, he was caught eventually, and this led to the termination of his contract. Number 8. Balotelli's teammates messed with his car. Speaking of teammates not being very nice to one another, Balotelli once had to deal with his car getting messed up with rotten fish. Although this was a great degree of disrespect, Mario Balotelli actually started it. Former Italian international, Balotelli once arrived training as a Manchester City player and had to train with the team's younger players. The average person would assume that he would try to inspire these young players. However, that was not what he did. He decided to prank them, and one way he did this was by throwing darts at them. Other City players thought it was not cool, and they decided to prank the former Italian striker. They knew what his schedule was like, so as soon as he went on holiday, they messed his car up with rotten fish. To an extent, this action had some effect on the controversial player, but he didn't let things get to him, as the worth of the car was a minute fraction of his net worth. Number 7. Chelsea fans booing 1-minute silence. It is very disheartening for fans of a team to go see a football match and not come home. No football fan deserves to die because they went to watch a match. However, it appears Chelsea fans do not know this, as they decided to boo during a 1-minute silence in honor of people that died during the Hillsborough disaster. It was 2012, and Chelsea were up against Tottenham in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Just before the match started, there was a 1-minute silence in honor of victims of a football-related disaster. This was supposed to be simple and straightforward. However, for reasons that will never be explained, Chelsea fans decided to boo during this 1-minute silence. As much as no one came out to say they were personally hurt, this action will never be forgotten in football history. Number 6. Sol Campbell's deceit. A moment ago, fans of a football club were being disrespectful. However, with Sol Campbell, the fans were the ones that got disrespected. One could say Sol Campbell did nothing wrong when he moved from Tottenham to Arsenal on a free transfer. However, giving the fans his word and telling them he was going to continue in the club when he knew he was leaving some days later can be likened to absolute disregard. Campbell was not the first player to leave one club for another. However, the manner he did it was just all shades of wrong. Number 5. Ronaldo celebrating by holding his crotch. Ronaldo is the best goal scorer of this generation and all time. He perhaps does not score as many goals today as he used to a couple of years back. However, when the Portuguese captain was at his peak, he was a thorn in the flesh of his opponents. He seemed unplayable and always rose up to the occasion. In the round 16 of the Champions League in 2019, Juventus were on the brink of an early exit. They had just lost their first leg by 2-0. They needed to score at least 3 goals to qualify. This seemed difficult, and the fact that they had to do so against a defense-minded team made it even more difficult. Well, against all odds, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick and helped his team qualify. This he deserves to be applauded for. However, celebrating by holding his crotch was totally uncalled for. Number 4. Emmanuel Adebayor's goal celebration. Just like Ronaldo, Emmanuel Adebayor's goal celebration was a slap in the face of the fans. However, unlike Ronaldo that disrespected a rival team, Adebayor disrespected his former team. That's not all. Beyond Arsenal being his former club at the time, while at Arsenal, he played a key role in their success. Also, Arsenal to a large extent helped him become the player he was before moving to Manchester City. As much as his actions were very bad, Adebayor felt he had a good enough reason to disrespect Arsenal fans as they also reportedly disrespected him. So, he was simply paying them back in their own coin. Number 3. Diego Simeone holding his crotch while celebrating his team's goal against Juventus. Ronaldo's goal celebration in the second leg of the 2019 Champions League match between Juventus and Atletico Madrid was not the best way he really could have celebrated. However, he perhaps was simply looking to play the payback card, as that was the exact way Diego Simeone celebrated one of his team's goals in a match that saw them score 2 unreplied goals against Juventus. Diego holding his crotch and facing the Juventus fans seemed like he was peeing in their faces. However, it seemed like a motivation that Cristiano Ronaldo needed to ensure that his team enjoyed a comeback. Although this match was played some years ago, this celebration is one that Simeone might regret for a long time because in the end, his team couldn't qualify for the next round of the Champions League. Maybe things would have been different if he was humble. Number 2. Eden Hazard kicked a ball boy. Right now, the former Real Madrid winger is a lot of things to a lot of football fans. To those who supported Chelsea when he played for the West London club, he can be called a legend going by all that he did while in England. However, to Madrid fans, he is a total flop. The Belgium international spent 4 seasons at Real Madrid, and in this period, he only managed to score 7 goals. Beyond not living up to expectation as a Real Madrid player, Eden Hazard had quite a number of disrespectful moments. He was considered arrogant on and off the pitch, and he proved this when he made it known that he was going to come back to Chelsea after playing for Madrid. As much as this could seem like he was being very honest, it was just a big disrespect to Madrid fans and Chelsea fans. To fans of the Spanish team, he was not loyal, and to Chelsea fans, he felt he was so good he could not be replaced. Number 1. Tevez refusing to come off the bench. At number 1, we have Carlos Tevez refusing to come off the bench. This brief moment of disrespect looked a lot longer than it actually was because of the tension it generated. While at Manchester United, Tevez was known to have a bad temper. However, for some reason, this worked in favor of his team as he had a reputation for standing up for his teammates. However, he moved from the red end of Manchester to the blue end, and somehow he did not put his bad temper to good use. On the 27th of November 2011, Manchester City were up against Bayern in Germany and were down by 2 goals when coach Roberto Mancini asked Tevez to come up. Things seemed okay until the Argentine refused to come off the bench. He probably felt he should have started the game. Well, that incident marked the end of Tevez's time as a City player. Amazingly, he seems he has no regrets whatsoever. That's it on the most disrespectful stories in football. Are there stories you feel should have appeared in this video? Please let us know in the comment section below. Finally, please subscribe to this channel and click the like button if you haven't done so. See you in the next video.